workouts with different teams. A lot of people say he should be a higher third, fourth round pick. But he's going to be a fourth, fifth round pick. I really don't see him going below that. I mean, just physically, he is your prototypical NFL corner with his size, his speed. So look for him to go in the fourth and the fifth. And then Mike James, I just think Mike James would be a steal for any team. He can be a great third down back, can also play special teams for you.
He's going to be one of those guys that has a long career and is going to maybe fly under the radar, but it's going to bring a lot to a team.
He could be like a Keith Byers that just kind of hangs around, even though the thing is, as a fullback, then a third down back, and sort of extends his career, because Mike James did play fullback as well, and I think that helps his resume. The only thing working against it is just the fact that NFL offenses are going so much more to this spread formation and running back or quarterbacks running around that a lot of teams don't even carry a fullback, or they just have sort of one token fullback. So we'll see what happens. But I think both mid-round picks for sure.
By the way, on that note of teams going to spread, read option, all that stuff, you missed the night, but I think one of the classic nuggets that I pulled from Ken Dorsey the night that we interviewed him at the Sports Hall of Fame is, I totally whiffed on this. I said, how are you going to coach Cam Newton? Because if there's one guy that when I think of read option, I don't think of Ken Dorsey. He said, you're completely wrong, because you don't realize in Canada, all their offenses are based on a lot of that stuff. So he says, if it wasn't for the time I spent in Canada, I'd feel completely uncomfortable. But because I was in Canada for a little while, I have a great grasp of that kind of offense, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, he was in Toronto, and he was the third string quarterback.
He was basically a coach.
He was a coach.
Right.
He was helping with the game plans, the cards. He was a coach.
Right.
I mean, he didn't play at all. And it's interesting to see, how that time has helped him. And you think of sort of a resume builder when Ken is going out for a job. You don't think Toronto Argonauts would be one, but it turns out I guess they were.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, we continue with the Pro-Canes report. What else we got?
Well, we got Sam Shields. He's sticking with the Green Bay Packers.
Good.
I think it's a great move on his part. They have a great little secondary there, despite Charles Woodson probably leaving. But it's a good story. They took a chance on him, or more than anything, they picked him up and he's performed. So as long as he stays the course, I think he's going to be a really good DB for Green Bay. Another guy to look at is Andre Johnson and the Texans. That offense needs help, and Andre says, I need another wide receiver. So he's been pushing the Texans to get a wide receiver in this draft. Yeah, which is interesting, because you think, he doesn't want some high pick going to a wide receiver to sort of challenge him in his position, but he's asked the Texans to go out and get a wide receiver with their draft picks. So we'll see how that turns out.
All right, let's. Anything else in football before we switch sports?
Well, we can talk about two other things. One, quickly, Eric Winston is still unsigned. And
that's got to resolve itself after the draft.
After the draft, nothing's happening before then. The Cowboys seemed interested. Chargers sort of are out of it. The Dolphins are lingering. Most people say he's asking for too much money, so we'll see how that pans out. The Browns, Kellen Winslow had said he had been in contact with the Browns. Obvious connection there with Rob Chudzinski. Coach Chudzinski came out and said no, they hadn't been talking. But Kellen's looking to get back. But just from guys I've spoken to, his knee is just so banged up, and the amount of pain he's in and the shots he has to take, it's going to be tough to see him get back on the field, but hopefully he does. And then one other guy, Tommy Streeter. The Ravens coaches come out and said they are pretty high on Tommy and how he's developed over the last year. He was kept on, though he was put on IR due to a foot injury, and apparently he's been developing well. So we'll see, because the Ravens are a pretty depleted bunch right now. So he should get an opportunity to get some time on offense.
We got our Pro-Canes report going on, getting to Devon Johnson in just a little bit. Let's talk hoops, and not men's hoops, but women's hoops.
Oh, yeah.
We have a new Pro-Cane women's hoopster.
Yes. WNBA hoopster Pepper Wilson is now a member of the Minnesota Lynx. She was not drafted. She signed as a free agent, and it will be great to see another Pro-Cane in the WNBA. She was a transfer from Pitt,
right,
and had a great couple years. Former allCanes radio guest as well.
Yeah.
So it's great to have another WNBAer as a Pro-Cane, and then of course we got in the NBA playoffs. We've got one hoopster in there, and that's James Jones of the Miami Heat. He even got a little playing time yesterday in the fourth quarter, so we'll be following him and hopefully get another championship ring.
And real quick, some baseball news as well in the world of Pro Canes.
Yeah, Yonder Alonso is playing well.
Nice.
Real well. He reluctantly took a break from the lineup last night. And then we got another guy recalled. Blake T. Cody has been recalled by the Chicago White Sox.
Former allCanes radio guest.
Former allCanes radio guest just a couple months ago.
Yep.
And he's up due to an injury on the White Sox, so he should get some playing time, and it'll be great to see him. I mean, as Harry was telling us off the air, he had a little bit of a yo-yo season last year, going up and down, and it could be a little bit of the same, but he seems to make the most of all of his opportunities, so it'll be interesting to see.
All right, well, we get the draft coming up Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm still waiting for my invitation to our small little get-together gathering.
I seem to recall a lot of people showing up to the Sandbar last year, especially when they announced that first Pro Cane getting drafted, right, Harry?
Yeah,
and the bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys.
Yeah, no doubt. The only issue with that this year is I have to work Saturday at 4 and on the ticket, and I'm just wondering if I'll be able to do that after the influence of 20 or 30 mimosas.
You can handle it, B. I'll come on the ticket too and help you out if you want.
The number. We can get Quanstar Limo to take us up to the ticket.
We should ride in style to the Sandbar, even though it's a block away from my house. But right. I'll ride in style in Quanstar up to the Sandbar.
All right, hey, once again, let's. Yeah, there we go. That'd be great if we all showed up in a limo for the draft party.
Your equipment fits in the trunk, right?
Yeah, no problem. Do the limos have trunks? I don't even know if they do.
That's true. Some may not.
That's a valid point. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get Devon Johnson on the air. We're going to talk a little Hurricane football with him. That more coming your way after this. We're coming to you live from Shake Shack in the Gables, 1450 South Dixie Highway, just a stone's throw from the U. Burgers here are outstanding. The fries are extra crispy. It is the custard that is oh so sweet and good. The shakes are amazing. I mean, it's in their name, Shake Shack. You're going to want to try a shake when you get over here. Also, they got draft beer, bottled beer, changes regularly, so you're going to want to enjoy everything over here at Shake Shack. All right, we're going to...
And
yes.
Champagne. I didn't know they had champagne here until last week. And they do offer a nice little bubbly mini bottles, but... not many burger joints offer champagne.
That is a valid point. You never know when you might want to celebrate an
anniversry,
a honeymoon, prom, something.
May want to propose.
Prom, I guess you can't have champagne.
What prom did you go to, B?
Well, never mind. We'll discuss that at a later time. All right, we'll be back after this on allCanes Radio live from Shake Shack.
We don't care about nobody except it's you. We don't.
You're listening to allCanes Radio.
Canes fans, it's the Beast, and we've been